Yo, what is going on, Nitrosites? It is your boy, the Nitro General, and welcome to the playoffs of the NPBA and our playoffs match against the Smiles Quagsires and Coach Nelson Ailson. But before we get into this, if you guys are excited about this video, make sure you leave me a like down below and let me know that you guys did enjoy the season, because this could be our final battle. It might be, it might not be. I don't know, we'll have to see. Actually, I won't even know at the end of this video, I don't think. I'll have to look at the scores at the end of the video, depending on who wins this, and then see if we do win this, if we even have a chance to make semifinals. Because, yeah, so if you guys did enjoy this league, make sure you let me know by hitting that like button down below and subscribing if you guys are new, because yes, even though at most we're gonna have 2 more battles, but that's if we make it to the finals, which I highly doubt we will, because there are some really good teams that I think are gonna have a way better chance of getting to the finals than us. But if you guys do enjoy this draft league, I would really appreciate if you guys would hit that subscribe button, because yes, this is almost over. However, Scarlet and Violet are just over a month away. And when Scarlet and Violet comes out, we are actually going to have Season 4 of the NPBA, which is going to be doubles OU style with Scarlet and Violet. So if you guys are excited to use some of the new Pokemon and see some of that draft league content, make sure you guys are subscribed. Granted, it'll be a couple months before the next season comes out. I'm gonna guess like early January, but maybe late January once a metagame develops, but we'll see. If you guys are excited for that, make sure you guys are subscribed. But without further ado, like I said, we are in the playoffs match. We are in the playoffs match of the NPBA. We did make it somehow. We ended the season, the regular season, with a 4-3, which is really nice. And we weren't the top 2, but we actually weren't the bottom 2, of which I thought either. We were actually right in the middle, right? We were one of the 2 teams with the 4, with the 4-3, and then we were not one of the two bottom teams with the 3 and 4. So we did make playoffs, which is really cool. I don't know if we're going to be able to win this week. He's got a really threatening team, but I think we have a good chance of being able to win this. If we do, we still might not make semifinals. The thing is that 6 teams made playoffs, right? Besides the 2 that got bye. So 8 teams technically made it, but only 6 play, and only 2 come out. Yes, there are 3 winners. However, only the top 2 with the highest scores make it out alive. So yeah, so we could end up winning this, and our differential is probably what is going to be the deciding factor if we win or lose. So yeah, it'll be the deciding factor, and I hope we make semifinals, but if we don't, we don't. It's been a great season. I just want to thank all the coaches. If this is the last battle, I do just want to say thank you to all the coaches that have played, all the ones that have stuck with us through Season 1. Like, I just want to, Karanikis, the mobile writer, both of them have been playing since Season 1. Obviously, we have a couple coaches from Season 2 that are making a return, like It's Me Dome. So I want to say thanks to everybody here, and including all the new coaches like TNA Lynch, like Nelson Ailson. We have ones like ones that you guys have not seen us battle yet. We have a lot of really cool guys that have we have battled. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who has joined. But without further ado, let's get right into the team that Nelson has. So like I said, he has a very threatening team. His team consists of Mega Camerupt, which is honestly probably like the best Mega for us. Thunderus, Therian, Amoonguss, Grimmsnarl. Obviously, he has to pick up Quagsire as his mascot. Regular Rotom, Machamp, Garchomp, which is his Z Captain, Aggron, or Aggron, and then we have Sigilyph and Zebstrika. So let's talk about Mega Camerupt. I highly doubt he's going to bring this, right? We have 2 water types and a ground type. I really highly doubt he's going to bring this Pokemon. And it's honestly really good for us that we can make him not bring his Mega, because that'll allow us to be able to have our Mega do a lot more. But If he does bring it, obviously it gets stuff like Earthquake, it gets stuff like Eruption, stuff like that. It hits insanely hard, and if he gets Trick Room up, which I do believe he has Sigalith for Trick Room. That's really his only Trick Room mon. So, but he does have some Pokemon that are good in Trick Room, like Amoonguss, Aggron, Quagsire, Grimmsnarl. He has a lot of good Pokemon that can be pretty threatening. Thunderus Therian is pretty threatening. This Pokemon is the one that I am, like, absolutely terrified out of the most. Obviously, it gets Nasty Plot, but it also gets access to stuff like Focus Blast, Thunder, Thunderbolt, Hurricane. This thing is insanely scary. Dark Pulse, right? And Thunderbolt and Thunder is really good for our team because half of our, like, we have 3 Pokemon. We have 3 Pokemon that are weak to electric type moves. So, granted, we do have 2 Pokemon that are immune to it also, but honestly, this thing could sweep. Now, I'm glad it doesn't get, I think it might get Grass Knot, but I'm not 100% sure, but we do have to worry about that. Amoonguss is incredibly scary, because if he gets off a Spore, granted, Sleep Plus is in effect, meaning that he can only sleep 1 Pokemon at a time, but if he sleeps something like our Landorus or something like that, that's insanely bad for our team, because then we have to wait for it to wake up, and it can start subbing up, it can start toxicking, it can Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, all that stuff. This is insanely scary, and I'm pretty nervous about this Pokemon in general. It's insanely bulky as well, and Regenerator is not the best ability for us because of the fact that it can just come in, take some hits, do some stuff, get out, and then have all of its health come back, right? Grimmsnarl is also kind of scary, but the thing is that it is kind of good against our team, but it's not good against our team as well. But it does get access to stuff like Reflect and Light Screen, Taunt. It gets access to Thunder Wave. It gets Prankster too, which is really good. Prankster Screens is really good. So this thing, being its little action figure looking Pokemon as it is going to be an incredible threat, especially if he starts to set up Reflect and Light Screen on us. Would not be good at all. Quagsire is a Pokemon that I'm also kind of worried about because it's a water and a ground type, which does get access to Recover as well. Could Toxic around, could Hydro Pump, Scald, Earth Power, Earthquake, Recover, like I said. It can do a lot of stuff. Granted, it's not very fast, but it can totally wall Landorus. If we run the right set for Landorus, we do hit pretty hard and we get rid of it. We get, like, maybe 2-hit KO if we run Choice Band, but depending on the set that he runs, if he runs a more bulky variant, we may not even 3-hit KO it. Then he's got Rotom, which is really good because it's got Levitate. It's also super fast and gets access to stuff like Trick. Could trick us to Choice Scarf or Choice Specs if we get the wrong Pokemon out, right? Like, if he decides that he wants to trick Gastrodon a Choice Scarf, that's actually really bad for us because it might actually not be terrible, but again, it's not great. He gets access to Will-O-The-Wisp, Thunder Wave, another Thunder Wave mon. He gets access to Volt Switch, another big one, Shadow Ball, stuff like that. Guts Machamp is terrifying, right? Obviously, getting access to stuff like Rock Slide for our electric type Pokemon, or for our electric type weakness is awful. It also gets access to stuff like, I think it gets access to Ice Punch for Landorus, which is not great at all. It's incredibly threatening. He gets Knockoff as well, Dynamic Punch. He could run Dynamic Punch Blunder Policy if he wanted. So, I mean, or he could run Dynamic Punch No Guard if he wanted to. So he could also guaranteed hit Dynamic Punches, which is kind of scary. Garchomp is also really scary. Gets access to stuff like Scale Shot that raises its speed. It does get access to Draco Meteor, Earthquake, Swords Dance. It's incredibly scary. Aggron is not terribly scary for our team, but once he sets up a couple Iron Defenses, it might wall us since a lot of our Pokemon are physically offensive. He could set up stuff, he could go for Heavy Slams, Rock Slides, Earthquakes, Iron Heads, anything like that. It could be pretty scary. Sigilyph, I'm not too worried about, but at the same time, does get access to Screens, Trick Room. I do believe it gets access to electric type moves. So it's just Tailwind, Defog. Overall, it's a really good mod. I'm not really worried about Zebstrika. I don't see Zebstrika coming because we have a good ground type Pokemon, and it's kind of limited to its unless, because it's got a really good attack stat, but really only get benefits from stuff like Wild Charge. So yeah, if I had to pick a 6 Pokemon that I think he's gonna bring, I'm gonna say he's gonna bring Landorus, Therian, Amoonguss, Quagsire, Grimmsnarl, Machamp, and probably either Garchomp or Rotom. Those are the 6 that I think he's gonna bring. But let's get into the team that I'm gonna bring. Alright guys, so here is the team we are bringing against the Smiles Quagsires and Nelson Ailson for our playoff match of the NPBA. So first off, we are bringing Gary. We are bringing max HP, max attack with an adamant nature, remaining 4 in speed. Gyarados, Mega Gyarados, we actually kind of have to. This thing hits a lot of Pokemon super effective. We got Dragon Dance, Waterfall, Power Whip, and Ice Fang. Waterfall hits a lot of Pokemon for super effective. It also hits, we also have Power Whip just in case he decides that he wants to bring the little Quagsire guy in. And then we have Ice Fang to hit Pokemon like Thunderus, right? That is Thunderus. Of course, we don't outspeed Thunderus without a Dragon Dance up, and that is even like, if he runs like a really fast one, we actually still might need 2 Dragon Dances to outspeed it. But Ice Fang will be able to hit that for super effective, as well as hitting Garchomp for 4 times effective, hitting Sigilif as well if he decides to bring that. Waterfall just hits stuff like Aggron, it hits stuff like Camerupt if for some reason he does decide to bring it. It hits, he had one more Pokemon too that it hits for super effective, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe it doesn't, maybe I'm just tripping. But overall, I think running a more bulkier one is probably better because with the HP that we have, it does allow us to take 1 Thunderbolt that from non-choice specs Thunderous, but if we ran just 4 in the HP, we cannot take it. So that is my rationale for this. Having an Intimidate Pokemon is also going to be really good against him. Granted, against Thunderous, still not the greatest. As you can see, we are bringing 3 of our Thunderous weak Pokemon, and I will explain because each one of these Pokemon has a specific purpose. Then we have Rupture. We have Choice Scarf Rupture with max speed, Jolly Nature, because 309 allows us to always outspeed Thunderous, right? This allows us to outspeed it unless he runs Jolly max speed Thunderous, right? And we outspeed it, and actually no, with the Choice Scarf, it allows us to always outspeed it, right? And get a powerful Stone Edge off with a 389 that allows us to actually OHKO it. So that's our reason there. It also allows us to outspeed everything on his team. There is nothing he has that bearing that without a Choice Scarf will outspeed Landorus. And honestly, I don't even think I think the only Pokemon that can outspeed Landorus without a Choice Scarf or with a Choice Scarf is just Thunderous, right? I don't know, maybe Zebstrika can, but I don't know if he runs. I mean, unless he runs like Choice Specs, HP Ice, he can't really do anything. So yeah, so Intimidate's also really good. We got Earthquake for Camerupt if he decides to bring it for some reason. For Aggron, yeah, we have Stealth Rock if we do want to set it up for, basically for his Thunderous if he decides to, but I don't know if we'll actually get a chance. And then we have U-Turn if we do just want to hit and get out really, really quickly. So yeah, that's our rationality between Rupture. The team's really good this season, but definitely think Choice Scarf is a really cool tech to bring because we have not yet brought that this season. I think we might have brought it one other week. I can't remember. So the next one we are bringing is Frostbite, the Articuno with Citrus Berry Pressure. We have Ice Beam, Air Slash, Tailwind, and Hidden Power. We are running max HP and max special attack with a modest nature, remaining 4 in special defense. Now with this set, we do take an electric type move from Thunderous, and we OHKO it with Ice Beam with the set that we have, giving it a 317, or if he runs like max HP, we 2-hit it. We have Tailwind, so we can make everything outspeed, and then we have Air Slash to hit Machamp too if he decides that he wants to bring that out. And then the cool tech that I have here is Hidden Power Grass. Because the thing is that he can easily bring in Quagsire to kind of wall this thing. It can't really do too much against it. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I think Hidden Power Grass is a really, really cool tech that if he decides to bring Quagsire in on this thing, we go for Hidden Power Grass, and we, if he's not max HP, we OHKO it. If he is, which I probably will be, we 2-hit KO. So that's pretty cool. This thing is there for those two reasons. Then we got the MVP of the season. We have Jackie Chan, the Meta Champ, and this week we are bringing Life Orb instead of Focus Sash with Pure Power, Drain Punch, Ice Punch, Recover, and Bullet Punch, right? Drain Punch is there because it literally, the only things that he has that really resists it or doesn't want to take it are, he's got Thunderus that resists it, but again, it still doesn't really want to take it. And then obviously Grimmsnarl is neutral to it, and then he does have Sigilif, which is 4 times resistant to it. But that's why we have Ice Punch for both Sigilif and for Thunderus. We have Recover, obviously, don't know if we're going to get a chance to click that, and then we have Bullet Punch to come and clutch again. But we are actually running a Jolly Nature because this allows us to outspeed pretty much everything on his team except for the Thunderus, right, in the Zepstrike. So, but this thing hits things really, really hard. Bullet Punch is also really good just to make sure that we OHKO things with priority if for some reason it doesn't. But I think Ice Punch is going to come in clutch if he does decide, hey, I'm going to switch this in, Thunderus in, or I'm going to switch Sigilif in, and then I'm like, check this out, Ice Punch, man. And then we can get a really, this also hits Garchomp. And OHKOs that. So, but like I said, we are running a Jolly Nature with max attack as well, giving us a 438 attack. If my math in my head is really, might be. I think it's right. I'm not sure, but I believe it is right. Next one up is we got Nova the Charizard with Expert Belt Blaze. So we have Fire Blast, Air Slash, Hidden Power. Is this Hidden Power Ice? Yeah, okay. That's so if he decides that he wants to bring Garchomp in against this thing, that'll wall it. We have Hidden Power Ice. We do outspeed it. We do outspeed Garchomp with this one, and then Tailwind if we also have Tailwind on this just in case we do. Just set that up. But we have a max attack or max special attack and max speed with a Timid Nature. Fire Blast hits a lot of things just really well. Air Slash hits Machamp for super effective, hence the only reason why I'm going with that. Also has a chance for flinches, so the reason why I brought both that and Fire Blast is because sometimes Air Slash might be better just for the flinch chance, and then obviously I explained why we ran the other two. The last one up on the list, guys, is I decided last minute that we should bring Slimy Slime with Storm Drain because we do have 2 Pokemon that are weak to water, so if he does decide like, hey, I'm going to bring Quagsire, we have a leftover Storm Drain Pokemon to be able to take it, right? And we have Scald for, you know, a lot of those Pokemon. We have Earth Power. We have both Scald and Earth Power because he does have a couple Flying types. So Flying types will, we hit pretty much a lot of things really well with Earth Power, and that's Scald would not hit as well. But because he has some Flying types, I also wanted to be able to hit things with Scald to chance to burn. Ice Beam there for Garchomp, there for Thunderus, yeah, there for Sigilif. And we also have Recover for that too. Leftover, so we're getting much health back. So we're running the basic one that we always run, max HP, max special attack with a modest nature, remaining 4 speed. So that is our team against Ness and Ailson. I'm really nervous about how this goes. I really hope that you guys are excited to see the battle. If this is our last one, then let's go out with a bang, guys. I hope you do enjoy it, and I'll see you in the battle. Guys, here we are for our playoff battle against the Smiles Quagsires and Coach Nelson Ailson. I am really scared about this battle, especially because there is the Thunderus. He did end up bringing Sigilif, which I'm surprised he did, and I'm surprised he didn't bring Garchomp or Grimmsnarl. I'm also don't know why he brought Aggron because our team kind of hits that all for super effective, so I don't know why he did that. Maybe he'd like to try to get, I don't know, maybe he's running Head Smash too. I don't know, but this was, obviously, I'm sorry about the post-commentary battle. Unfortunately, all of the time I have is working and everything like that, so very, very sorry, guys. And hopefully the next season we can do all final ones, but if we do for some reason make it to finals, then semifinals, I still don't know if I'll be able to. But if we make it to the finals, guys, I will 100% do a live battle for that. But I didn't know who I wanted to lead with. He has so many Pokemon and so many ones. I was thinking about just leading with Medicham, but at the same time, maybe Charizard or Articuno would have been the better bet. But I decided that because his team actually is pretty slow, I thought maybe he's trying to run Trick Room. So if he goes Trick Room, he'd have to lead with Sigilyph. Then I could have ran our Thunderus or Gyarados, but at the same time, I thought maybe running Gastron would be better, because if he does decide to go Amoonguss and just start sporing things, it would be kind of bad. So I decided to go with Gastrodon. That is the Pokemon that I decided to lead with. He does lead with Sigilyph, and then here we go. And then he just reveals straight up the first off Energy Ball. I didn't know this thing got Energy Ball. I did not know this thing got Energy Ball at all. And we just straight up lose Gastrodon on the first turn out. So I'm kind of flabbergasted here, because I was just going to go straight for an Ice Beam, right? We're going to go straight for an Ice Beam. I'm already panicking here, right? We've already won Pokemon down. I don't know. Now we have lost probably one of our best counters to Machamp, or not Machamp, Aggron. One of our good ones to hit the Amoonguss pretty hard too, and one of our Ice Beaming Pokemon. Now I wanted to go Gyarados, but the thing is that he does get access to both Charge Beam and Shockwave. Granted, I don't think either of those would have KO'd, but I thought maybe if I just came in with Landorus and hit him with a Stone Edge, that might have been better. So I decided to go for a Stone Edge. We get the Intimidate off. I guess he could have been running that. We get a Stone Edge off, and we miss it, and he goes into a Amoonguss. So now I'm panicking, because I'm like, if he starts sporing things, this could not be good. So who's the least Pokemon that I don't care about the most to get spored? So I was like, Charizard, and then he sets up Substitute, which is absolutely terrifying. I go for an Air Slash because I don't want to miss Fire Blast, and he goes for a Sludge Bomb and does half. I just go for the Fire Blast there, and we do get the KO. So that was really big for us. And then he comes in with Aggron. I decide that we really don't need Charizard in this battle anymore, since really the Pokemon that I had him for didn't come off. So I was like, you know what? I know we're faster, unless he's like Choice Scarf. No, he's not. There's no way. Even with Choice Scarf, he wouldn't be. So I decided just to go for a Fire Blast, and we actually almost OHKO it. And he does run, and he is running Head Smash. And we get to come back in with Medicham. Now, I decide that I was like, okay, if he thinks I'm going to go for a Bullet Punch, or if he thinks I'm going to go for a Drain Punch, he might go Sigilyph, he might go Thunderous. So I thought if I go for an Ice Punch, that's alright. Or Huge Power, so at 6%, we OHKO. We definitely OHKO. And we do. It is resisted, but we do OHKO it. We do reveal the Ice Punch, which is not great. And then we go into Articuno, right? Because he sends out Quagsire. This is where things get a little spicy, because he does not know I have Hidden Power Grass. So I'm like, come on, please stay in. And he stays in, he Toxics, and I get a Hidden Power Grass off. And I set up a Tailwind. And then he tries to recover up. And then I hit the Hidden Power Grass. He is max HP. He does hit us with a Scald. It doesn't OHKO. I decide just to go for an Air Slash here, I believe, because I know it OHKOs. So we get our Citrus Berry, which is nice. We KO it. And now he's down to 3 Pokemon, but he still has that Thunderous. There's the Machamp. But I am like, I don't know why he brought in Machamp, especially on a Tailwind, because I have Air Slash. So I just go for an Air Slash. We don't KO it, though. And he just goes for a Stone Edge. And he reveals that he is not Guts. So, because he's not Guts, means that he's probably no Guard Dynamic Punch, which probably OHKOs Medicham. However, we are Life Orb, and I believe we were faster. He could be 229. I am 284. We always outspeed. Drain Punch should KO from here. I hit him with the Drain Punch. There it is. We are now 2 Pokemon, but there is the Pokemon that I am the most worried about here. He goes for a Volt Switch, doesn't actually OHKO. He goes into Sigilyph, hit it with an Ice Punch, and we get the KO on Sigilyph. So here, I'm kind of freaking out, because guess what? He only has 1 Pokemon left. However, we cannot bring in Gyarados here, because he definitely OHKOs. And if we're not, actually, he's probably choiced in some way as well. So I decide to go into Thunderus so that he cannot hit me with an Electro move, and he does reveal the Grass Knot. But I hit him with the Stone Edge, and there it is, critical hit, and we beat the Thunderus for our win for the playoffs, guys. We have now won playoffs. And guess what, guys? Because this is post, I have done the look-sees, and it has been confirmed, guys. It does not matter what happens. We have made semifinals. We are the top two. We are the top one, or one of the top two of the three that made it. We made semifinals, guys. We are going to have one battle next week to rule them all against one of the best teams in the league. And I don't know who it is yet, but it is going to be really scary. So I'm incredibly nervous, but I'm going to try my best, guys. Because if we win next week, we make it to the finals. Again, 2 draft leagues in a row. You know, I don't even care, though. Making it to the semifinals is a huge accomplishment, especially for somebody who I consider myself a doubles player. Making a doubles player making it to the semifinals is huge. So, guess what, guys? I don't even care what happens next week. I'm going to pour my heart out into that battle. I hope you guys are excited for it. And if you guys are, make sure you have your notifications on because you don't want to miss it. But without further ado, guys, that is going to be it from me. So, like I say at the end of every video, I am the Nitro General. I really hope you guys did enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. The Nitro General is out. Peace.